Hey guys, it's Miss Lipscomb again, and today I'm going to read for you Chester Racoon and the Big Bad Bully. Here's the title page where it says Chester and the Big Bad Bully. Chester Racoon stood in front of his tree hollow looking gloomy. So that means sad. His youngest brother Ronnie and his best friend Cassie stood beside him. "We don't want to go to school," Chester told his mom. "We want to stay at home with you." "Please, may we stay at home with you?" "I thought you liked school," said Mrs. Racoon. "We do," said Chester. "Then why do you want to stay at home with me?" Chester lowered his head and shuffled his foot. He explained in a quiet, muffled voice. Mrs. Racoon reached out and tenderly lifted Chester's head with her hand. "What did you say?" There we go. Chester gazed into his mother's loving eyes and gulped. "There's a bully at school, and he's horrible," cried Ronnie. "He's big and mean, and he has giant claws on his hands and feet," wailed Cassie. "And fangs," screamed Chester. "And fire comes out of his nose, and if you get in his way, he'll step on your face and squish you like a bug." "Like a bug," echoed Ronnie. "Oh my, he sounds very scary," said Mrs. Racoon. "Bullies can be difficult." "I'll tell you what," she told the frightened cubs. "I'll walk you to school and back, and we can decide what to do about this bully." When the raccoons reached the school tree, Chester tugged on his mom's arm. "That's him. That's the bully," he pointed a trembling finger at the badger standing by the pond. "Isn't he awful? Isn't he the most scary looking bully you've ever seen?" "Oh my, yes," whispered Mrs. Racoon. "But I'm sure we can work things out." Before leaving, she gently fluffed Chester's mask and playfully tweaked Ronnie's nose. "Be brave," she told her cubs, and gave each of her sons a comforting kiss in their palms. After school, Chester, Ronnie, and Cassie told Miss Racoon how the badger bullied his classmates at recess. First, he snatched the ball away from the squirrel and popped it. Then he climbed atop the jungle gym and squished the possum's fingers until the possums fell on the ground. Then he spooked a doe, who bumped into the skunk, who got scared and sprayed a skunk. Even our teacher couldn't get him to behave. "Sometimes animals are bullies because they don't know any other way to be," explained Miss Racoon. But I think there's a way you can change things. Go get your friends and bring them to our tree. I want to share a story." A few minutes later, a crowd of eager young forest animals stood at the base of Chester's tree house, and Mrs. Racoon began her tale. Once, a long time ago, there was a secret forest sprinkled in yellow stones. The stones were round and polished, big and little, and smooth enough to hold. Every animal in the forest collected and treasured them. So there are the yellow stones. One day, an animal found a blue stone. It was very exciting since no animal had ever seen a blue stone. But the blue stone was rough and dull without any polish or shine. And it had sharp, prickly points sticking out of it, making it very hard to hold. Careful not to hurt their paws, the animals carried the stones to the center of the forest and placed it atop a tree stump where everyone could see it. Perhaps the stone is blue because it popped out of the ground too soon, suggested a fox. So the animals waited and watched for many days and nights to see if the blue stone would turn yellow. But the stone remained blue, and its outer shell remained sharp and pointed. I believe the stone is blue because the color is meant to be, said a very wise snake. Therefore, we shall treasure the blue stone for the color it is, but I want to hold the stone. As we do our yellow stones, we'll have to work together to smooth out its outer shell. So first, the woodpeckers took turns chipping off the stone's sharp prickly points with their beaks. Then the chipmunks rolled the stone with their nose, while other animals shined and buffed the stone with the tree bark and fluffy tails. In time, the blue stone was smooth and shiny, just as a yellow. Mrs. Racoon smiled down at the young animals listening to her story. The badger at your school is just like the blue stone, she exclaimed to Chester and his schoolmates. He's a badger, and that is the way he is meant to be. If you can work together, I think you can smooth out his bullying ways. The next day at school, when the recess bell rang, all of the animals went outside together. They're gonna go talk to the mean little badger. They huddled close to one another and walked towards the bully in one great big confident pack, with Chester in front holding a ball. At first, the bully looked at them with a twinkle in his eye, thinking, I'll get one of you. But as the pack got nearer and nearer to him without a hint of fear, the badger's expression changed. His knees grew weak, his jaw dropped. Suddenly, it was the bully who was scared. He began to whimper and squeal, and he thought, they're coming to get me. But there was nowhere to run. He just stood there with his back up against the tree as his schoolmates drew closer and closer and closer. Finally, Chester was nose to nose with the trembling badger. He narrowed his eyes and looked at him as serious as his little furry face would allow. Then, without hesitation, he held up the ball, looked straight into the bully's eyes, and asked, "Wanna play?" "Huh?" The surprised bully stopped shaking. He looked at his classmates, who were laughing and offering a friendship. "You want me to play with you?" he squealed with delight. He gently took the ball out of Chester's hands. "Okay," he told them, "I'll play." So in one short moment, the badger softened and the bully became a friend. The badger didn't need to bully anyone ever again. Chester glanced toward the wooden path and saw his mother watching and smiling. She placed the kiss in her palm and showed it to her son. Chester did the same and joined in on the fun. Well, guys, that was a good story of how the bully actually became the friend. So I hope you guys have a good day. See you later.